The Game of Death footage has been researched and scoured upon by martial arts film fans ever since the death of Bruce Lee in July 1973. He'd conquered the world with Enter the Dragon, but there was only one more Bruce Lee related project to give to the world, and it was sitting gathering dust in a Golden Harvest vault, awaiting release. All the public had to go on were brief, tantalizing snippets from a variety of media, including publicity photos of Bruce fly-kicking 7'2" basketball player Kareem Abdul-Jabbar, and brief clips shown in posthumous 1973 documentary Bruce Lee, the Man and the Legend. After the main footage was butchered in the Robert Klaus version of Game of Death in 1978, fan speculation did not abate as to how much footage actually existed. But now all of our questions have been answered. In this 3-hour documentary, practically every frame Bruce Lee and crew shot for this project has been presented in full high definition, with voiceover narration from the documentary's producer James Flower. This puts any speculation about the making of the film to rest. It's a treat to see everything in HD, even if I'd seen a lot of it before in lower quality. I didn't realise how much of the Inosanto footage had been displaced from the footage found in 1997. It's almost as long, if not longer, than the preamble to the Ji-hun-jae fight, at almost 5 minutes in length. The tone of the documentary is probably a little too somber for my liking. I understand why though. They wanted to maintain a respectful tone throughout, and avoid the kitsch of Bruce Lee and G.O.D, for example. Although the ambient, atmospheric background music starts off well, sampling the theme tunes to all 5 of Bruce Lee's films, it starts to get grating after a while, almost like someone blowing into your ear through a straw. All of this though is an appetizer for what I was really looking forward to, the new presentation of the Game of Death footage. Arrow shot a prologue condensing the exposition Bruce never got around to shooting, with cheesy dialogue abound.
You play to win, or you die. Your choice. Begin!
The title sequence is amazing, and almost worth the price of admission alone. The look and design of the effects are so accurate, if they ever complete a full-length version of Game of Death, they should retain this as the title sequence. The final Game of Death edit is easily the best so far, presented in stunning HD and edited to a professional standard. Is it definitive though? Well, some of the edits are a bit baggy. There's no question Bruce would have trimmed some of this out, but the purpose of this edit was not to guess what Bruce might have done revisiting the footage later in 1973, but to present everything he'd shot in a sensible manner, echoing the style of editing and sound design present in Golden Harvest Kung Fu films of the early 70s, to the point of even taking music from Fist of Fury and Way of the Dragon and using it as background music. I'm sure the score would have been nothing like this in the completed film, and probably closer to John Barry's work for the Robert Klaus version, a score which, in my opinion, fits the footage perfectly. The score's almost ambient at times, often not punctuating the action on screen, especially in the Ji-hun-jae fight. The Bruce Lee battle cries, when they aren't ported directly from the Cantonese dub of the Robert Klaus Game of Death, often don't match the action on screen, or even Bruce's lip movements. Some of the dubbing also leaves a bit to be desired. Although a lot of it is better than previous edits, there were some weird things which sounded off to me. Ji-hun-jae's voice actor, for example, sounds like Harold Ramis for some reason.
Again.
And the Korean accent for the crime boss is cartoonish, in the prologue newly shot by Arrow. Despite these issues, this is obviously the best presentation of the footage so far, and having it all in HD, including unused takes, is a manna from heaven. I think this release puts a lot of speculation, myths, and fan theories surrounding this half-finished 1972 production to rest. So do we finally put this project to rest? Well, contrary to popular belief, I'm kind of even more convinced now there should be another completion attempt for this film. It belongs in the context of a feature film. not stranded in its own little remote island. I'm sure you could get a director which could make a film in the style of a mid-70s kung fu film, add another 45 minutes on top of the 42 minutes that we have now, and I think Bruce Lee fans, and kung fu fans in general, would be falling over themselves to buy a ticket at the box office.